Facebook salute, YouTube salute. Brody, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
Where you at?
I'm in the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I read that wrong. Looking in the background, I thought you was like you had some tubes connected to you. What's going
All
on,
right.
Chief?
Oh yeah, it's my headphone. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
the crib. I just got
all
in
well.
here. Yeah, bro. Making it work. How you feel?
Sorry, I'm late, man.
Nah, you good. You good.
Life,
You got Apple Pay? I meant to ask you. You got Apple Pay?
nah, man.
You don't? I talked to you after that.
Yeah, you know it's cool, bro. I gotta get caught up on that kind of stuff. I guess.
You got an Apple though. You got an Apple phone? You got
Uh,
iPhone, don't you?
iPhone? Yeah, I got
Yeah.
iPhone.
You got Apple
Yeah,
Pay there.
okay. All good, bro. We'll talk.
Uh,
Um, do this introduction real quick. TikTok, thank you for checking in. If you guys want to see the presentation, you can venture over to my YouTube channel at Darrell White. Thank you guys for joining. Um, salute, salute. We got an interesting topic today, man. You know, this is near and dear to our hearts. It's something personal. But let me minimize you, Brody. Let's go to a couple of quick announcements and share my screen. Facebook, what up? What up? Last week was my youngest son's birthday, so we were out celebrating that guy. So we weren't on last week. Um, but yeah, just a couple quick announcements. I don't even have this is like one of the old announcements, so I don't have everything here. All good. Um, ooh, it's hot, y'all. We do have the playground challenges going on, but for youth 17 and under. But we'll probably either have it earlier if it makes sense to do that. Honestly, I don't know about doing it later because we're talking about Saturday, late afternoon, early Saturday evening. I don't want to touch that. But this is the summer season. It is in effect. We out here in Baltimore, and it is hot, like hot, hot, humid. So we probably gonna put playground challenges on hold until we can figure that part out. But if you have youth that are 17 and under, I can at least send you the agenda and I can send you the liability form so that when we get things started or restarted, the youth can be involved in all that we're doing. And we're having fun, man. We're having fun. We're doing some running. We're doing some exercising. We make obstacle courses out of the playgrounds. Um, play a little tag here and there, you know, and then we do some community service. We have our coaching huddle, and then we close it out, man. So if your youth are interested, send me a DM, and I'll send you some more information. If we're not connected on social media, please stay connected. The gallery that tells your story channel. You see the shirt? Gallery that tells your story channel is my event page on YouTube. Um, the No Funerals documentary is coming out. We're working on that now. Um, we're looking forward to renting out a theater, man. You're in the Baltimore area. We're going to, put the information out there pretty much for family and friends. But we'll put the info out there after we show it in the theater. Then, we'll post it on the YouTube channel. And that will be on my personal YouTube channel, Darrell White. All right. Facebook, I'm at Darrell White. TikTok and IG, I'm at Darrell Dr. White. That's Darrell Dr. White. So let's stay connected. Um, Still promoting the latest book we put out, man. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my guy 50 and my main man Dax. The book is called Intersections. So we put that out a few weeks ago. So that is available on Amazon and Kindle, so you can check that out. And like always, man, we're here every Sunday from 12 to 1. In our Bible study, we're in Hebrews chapter 10, and we're walking through that verse by verse. We've been in Hebrews for a year and 7 months, man, verse by verse, man, having a really good time. Growing and learning in the scriptures. There's no self-improvement unless we're growing closer to Christ. All right, and we're here every Wednesday for the most part from 8 to 8:30. Sorry, I was like 15 minutes late today. I had my own therapy session. Everything healthy. Yeah, and introduced Brody. He jumped on. He's lounging right now. So we're going to jump right into this, man, with the quote of the day. Let's go to it. Quote of the day. And it's not necessarily a quote. But check this out. This is what I got for you guys. Let me expand this. Let me expand this. Can I move up or down on this? See, this is too small. Give me 1 second. Let me try to blow this up a little bit. See, that's going to blow it up too much. Let me see something. How's that? There's two parts to this. There's a couple different parts to this. So let me start up here. Can I slide it down? What's going on? Let me center this a little bit. Listen to this, y'all. Enabling. Let me get rid of this magnifier. I can't. Dang. As soon as I did that. Hold on. Let me hit it again. Listen to this. Enabling is helping. I would disagree with that. Is helping, assisting, supporting, or bailing someone out in order that they may avoid the natural and perhaps unpleasant consequences of their actions. That's a tongue load. Enabling is helping, assisting, supporting, or bailing someone out in order that they may avoid the natural and perhaps unpleasant consequences of their actions. And then it says, why we do it. I wish I could move this up. Can I move this magnifier? I can't. Let me put this over here. Why we do it. Guilt, fear, control, but we call it love. Check this out. Why we stop. We begin noticing our own pain or cyclic insanity as a natural consequence of our enabling, and it grows larger than the why we did it in the first place. Man, this is a tongue load. Let me read this again. Enabling is helping, assisting, supporting, or bailing someone out in order that they may avoid what? The natural and perhaps unpleasant consequences of their actions. Why we do it. Guilt, fear, control, but we call it love. Why we stop. We begin noticing our own pain or cyclic insanity as a natural consequence of our enabling, and it grows larger than the why we did it in the first place. Boy, that's a tongue load. And my question that I have for you guys is, who are you enabling? You say that you're helping, but you're enabling. Who are you enabling? I want you to go to your journals, and I want you to do some reflection, and I want you to really ask yourself, who are you enabling? Here's the article of the day. Let me share my screen. Check this out. Really good article. We won't read all of it. It's called How to Cope When Dealing with a Loved One's Addiction by Dr. Suzanne DeGasse White, or DeGasse. Try to remember there's still a person trapped behind the addiction. All right, I won't read all of this, but let's look at this part. This subsection is called In the Depths of the Addiction. In the throes of an addiction, remind yourself that it is the addiction that is driving your child's current behavior. Their inability to satisfy this overwhelming need to feed the addiction may drive your child to make increasingly poor choices. The choices of your addicted child will not look rational or reasonable to you. Why? Because they are driven by the addiction. Addicted individuals may compromise important relationships with family or partners. They may blow off responsibilities related to their jobs. They may pick fights with their support network. They may try to convince others to help them feed their addiction. Eventually, she says, they may run out of viable options as the addiction's hold on them leads them into increasingly dangerous territory. Know that their choices are made from desperation, not from reason. She goes on to say, remind yourself that the addiction and lies are controlling the narrative right now. You are only hearing from your child what they want you to believe. Until an addicted person is able to speak the truth and allow the truth to control the narrative, expect that much of what they share is untrue. An addicted person may go to great lengths to have their lies control the narrative. Then she goes on to say, if your child reaches out to a 12-step or support group, she says for some, 12-step groups or other support groups can be enough to help a person get sober and stay sober. For many addicts, daily or multiple daily attendance at meetings can be exactly what frees them from the addiction. It proves accountability and group support, which are so helpful to so many addicts of all types. For others, groups can be good places to begin. Then she talks about seeking group support for themselves, right? She goes on to say, consider attending the support group yourself, whether you attend in person or virtually. Being among those who have walked the same path that you are now on can be immensely satisfying, encouraging, and normalizing. Al-Anon, Gam-Anon, and other similar groups can normalize your own experiences and help you feel less alone or isolated. However, Don't allow yourself to become overwhelmed with the unhappy endings that group members may share. Train yourself to listen for the happy endings and recognize that there is hope that your child may be able to turn around their life and get back on track in the future. Never lose hope that things can improve. Life does get tricky and dark at times, but the dawn always comes. Sometimes the outcomes are not what we'd hope, but there are always lessons that we learn about our own strengths as we navigate difficult times. I don't know about you guys, but addiction runs in my family. I have uncles that are no longer here. I have aunts that are no longer here because they lost their battle with addiction. And I have other relatives that are currently battling an addiction. But hear this: if we are enabling them, that is the worst thing that we could do for them. So my specific charge to anyone today that's listening is for you to really understand that your enabling behaviors are not helping. And you call it love, but love doesn't enable. And as hard as it is, we have to put up some very healthy boundaries with these individuals. And we have to allow the Lord to take over. Sometimes we get in the way. Some people have to hit rock bottom. But if you keep saving them from hitting rock bottom, then they'll never hit it. So I just, this resonated with me today. So I just wanted to take some time and share and just chop it up about that. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Brody, I'm going to bring you up so we can talk this through. Let me expand real quick. Let me turn up your volume. So the quote that we looked at, man, was really on point. I'm going to read it one more time, and I want you to, give me whatever thoughts come to your mind. Enabling is helping, assisting, supporting, or bailing someone out in order that they may avoid the natural and perhaps unpleasant consequences of their actions. Why we do it? Guilt, fear, control, but we call it love. Why we stop? We begin noticing our own pain or cyclic insanity as a natural consequence of our enabling, and it grows larger than the why we did it in the first place. Let's talk about that, Chet.
Like Messiah complex, they say, like trying to be a savior. Um, and it avoids you working on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just trying, you know what I mean? Think of like you said earlier, who have I been enabling? You know, due to Man. And we had conversations about this before, but I have enabled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta get out the way so they can see themselves. You
Yeah.
standing in the way. A lot of times we standing in the way.
Yeah.
And it hurts, because you don't want to see that. Sometimes you want to see that person, going through what they're going through, but you gotta get out the way so they can see themselves,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm.
And we throw around the word love and we use it loosely, but enabling is not loving.
Yeah, not at all.
And yeah, and the fact of the matter is we have to love them so much that we don't uh, we have to love them so much that we're willing to get out of the way. You know what I mean? You tell somebody, man, I love you, and I can't just sit back and watch you destroy yourself like this. So because I love you, I'm gonna have to create some distance. I can't say that I love you and not allow you to fall. That's not loving. We gotta we gotta let people fall,
The
and
only
we
way they're
gotta
gonna know how to get
look.
up.
And there we go. And when they get up, we gotta encourage them. We gotta encourage them and encourage them. But yeah,
It's
we
like
gotta go ahead.
I was saying, it's like a baby, like a child. You see a child fall. I see it all the time, and of course I won't run over there and pick my daughter up and all that. But I'm like, hey, you gotta get up because I ain't always gonna be here. So you gotta learn how to get up on yourself for yourself. Because
Yeah,
that's when the power, when you get up, that's how you learn when you fall and get back up.
yeah.
So
That's a really good analogy to use. It's like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a child. It's just like somebody that you love is falling, right? And they're falling because of their choices. Check this out. They're falling because of the choices that they made. And every time you see them tipping, you just come to their rescue. You straighten them back up again. They make the same choices and they start tipping again, and you go and you grab them, you stop them before they hit the ground. And then they keep making the same choices. And it's like the same patterns over and over and over again. Until you let them hit the ground, they'll never know what the ground feels like. And it gets to a point where, in an analogous sense, they expect you to stop them from hitting the ground. Like, oh, you're not going to hold me up. You're supposed to be my man. You're supposed to be, you know what I mean? They expect you. It's like saying, I'm going to make these bad choices. And when I make these bad choices, you better hold me up.
if you
It's like
don't,
a
I'm gonna
sense,
point the finger at you.
yeah, it's a sense of entitlement.
Mm.
And then they get to a point where now the thing that they were doing is making the choices for them. And
And if
every
you don't take
time
yourself out, my fault,
yeah,
bro. Yeah,
every time they start leaning, here we go. No, 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 I'm gonna catch you. Nah, man. You gotta feel like ground.
got to. If you ain't careful, you gonna feel that ground with them if you don't get out that way.
Look, we hurting either way. We hurting anyway. We hurting anyway because of the choices that they make. But it doesn't make sense knowing the choices that they're making and knowing that the thing that they're doing is now making choices for them, it doesn't make sense. If I say I'm loving this person, to keep stopping them from falling. That means you support the choice.
Yep.
We can't do that and say that we love them. That doesn't make sense. So,
But you know, common sense ain't common,
yeah,
fortunately. So we've been programmed and did a number on us as people.
yeah,
It's like they say a cage mind is a real prison. So
yeah, yeah. I like that.
in
Cage
no
mind is
prison.
the real prison. Yep.
So yeah, it depends. Like depends how bad how bad the habit is or addiction. Like I said, you can get yourself. You going like by you enabling that you in that field, you in that energy. What comes your way, don't start crying when something come your way. You know, that's how like being young, making decisions out here, and you running with the wrong crowd, and you know better. Then y'all do something wild. Now you charge. Hey
Yeah,
yo,
yeah, yeah. Let's be real about
yeah, let's be real.
it. Hey, this run deep. This is a generational thing. This is 3 generations that's being impacted as a result of addiction. When we choose to bring our children around to witness what's going on, already planting that, just that alone plants seeds in the child's mind. And then we add to that, man, it's just layers to this stuff, man. If there's any domestic abuse as a result of it, and children are exposed to that, 3 generations impact. All because we don't want to establish a boundary. It's either you are. I mean, it's pretty black and white. Either you. I'm trying to find the words. I used to say this phrase before, but it doesn't come to mind. But it's either you support it or you don't.
Yeah, there's no try. All that try stuff is that try. You should do what you don't. You can't try to pick something up. You're either gonna pick it up or you ain't.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah. So yeah, man, I just wanted to share that, man. TikTok, Facebook, anybody, YouTube, anybody you know that's struggling with addiction, and I find it harder, especially with the clients that I'm serving. I find it harder for the mothers if they have sons that's caught up in addiction. The mothers are having a hard time with distinguishing help in the real sense and creating boundaries versus enabling. It's like, and God forbid if the person addicted got a younger brother, that that's looking at him. Big bro is like the anchor. If he is struggling with addiction, it's tough, man. So if you're a single mom, I'm praying for you. I know it's not easy, but my prayer is that you will establish a boundary and recognize that enabling is not the solution. Help the individual find help. The best thing you could do. And unfortunately, people don't want help until they need it. And I mean, like in their own mind. We can't force help on people. We gotta let them fall And then once they get to a point saying, hey, I need help, then we can connect them to the help. But as tough as it is to want people to get help, they're not going to get it until they realize they need it. So, gotta
I
let
always
them
say don't
fall.
clip them wings. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Don't
let
clip
them fall.
don't clip them wings. You clip them wings and they like birds coming out the nest.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, you normally don't heal past your traumas. So it just a lot of us are still kids. So that little hurt girl or boy,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So you can't clip them wings. They gotta be able to fly. So you gotta let them fall up the nest so they can fly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
If not, they're gonna fall down there to that ground. And you already know what's down there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Nothing but pray.
Yeah, man. So, praying for you guys. And if this is for you or for someone you love, definitely, you know, keeping you guys lifted in prayer. But yeah, I just wanted to have a segment about that today because addiction affects entire families and entire generations, man. But we gotta let people fall. We gotta let them fall. We can't keep saving them. Yeah, so that's it, Brody. I figured we started 15 minutes late, so we're gonna go ahead and end this. It's your boy Coach White, my brother Jamar, Coach Jamar, signing off. Peace.
Peace.
Let me shut this down here.